What's up everybody, it's RobinGaming here. So every single year I make my lists about the games that I am most excited for myself. I recently did my top 10 most anticipated upcoming PS4 games, and I will soon be doing my top 25 PS4 games as well. Now I recently did a survey in which I of course asked you all which games you are most excited for. So out of a complete list with about 30 or 40 games in total, I think, I made you choose which 5 games you are most excited for and will be getting, that are most likely coming out all this year. So what I thought I'd do today is pretty much, make kind of like a top 10 and discuss the games that you are all most excited for. So this will be your top 10 most excited or most anticipated, I guess, upcoming games. I pretty much had games for all consoles basically. So I want to quickly say that I forgot to include games like Rise of the Tomb Raider for the PS4 and Doom. I don't know what was wrong with me there. I forgot to include them in the list, so they will not be mentioned here, but I could definitely see a game like Rise of the Tomb Raider actually making it to the top 10, so my bad, I forgot to include those, so people haven't been able to vote for those. And some quick honorable mentions are Mass Effect Andromeda, Hitman, Far Cry Primal, Dark Souls 3 and Final Fantasy 15. Those were 5 games that just didn't make it to the list. In total, over 1,400 people filled out the survey. That was absolutely insane, so I will be mentioning all the votes that every single game got, so you can basically kind of compare it. Out of 1,400 people, I will mention all the votes that people gave for, one of their top 5 most excited or most anticipated games. So we start off with number 10 here, and this is Call of Duty 2016. I myself would not have included this in my own list, and I didn't, simply for the fact that Call of Duty is Call of Duty. It's the same game every single year, kind of. You know exactly what to expect, really. It's just not a special game to me, not a game that I would put in my own top 5, So, although I'm definitely looking to buy it, and I'm, interested to see what Infinity Ward is going to do this year, coming from Ghost, which of course was a pretty big disappointment to people. I'm interested in the new Call of Duty from Infinity Ward, but I myself wouldn't have included it. But anyway, it made it to the number 10 spot for the games you are most excited for, with 253 votes out of 1,414 in total. Then we move on to the number 9, and this is Watch Dogs 2. Of course, this game has been confirmed to come out most likely at the end of this year, but otherwise early 2017. It's going to be Ubisoft's, big game for the upcoming year, and I'm happy to see that, because Watch Dogs by many people was hated. The original game I'm talking about, simply because it was overhyped. People had very big expectations, and the game didn't deliver on those. But me myself, I didn't have those expectations from the very beginning. I thought the game was just going to be good, and it actually positively surprised me. I was very happy with the game, and I can't wait to see what they will do with a sequel. They're most likely going to take it to a different setting, maybe even a new character, so I myself am very excited. Watch Dogs 2 had 302 votes out of 1,414. On to number 8, and this is the very first PS4 exclusive, The Last Guardian. I kind of get it, I myself included it or put it higher in my own list, but at the same time, it's been such a long time. People have been waiting for this game for like what? E3 29 is when it was originally announced, so it's been about 7 years already. That's quite crazy. And of course there are big question marks of what has been going on with this game. It supposedly was in development hell. We don't really know what happened to it. In the end, I do hope it's really going to be a great game that will blow us all away, and I can't wait to see what it's going to do. So Last Guardian, 312 votes in total. Number 7 is a game I myself put many question marks behind, because I don't really know if it's gonna be that great, and that's No Man's Sky. It had 320 votes, and I've said it multiple times. The reason I'm skeptical about No Man's Sky is simply that although I do think it's going to deliver on those millions of planets and everything, and that what the developer is saying is going to be true, it's going to be reality. They did use all these algorithms to render all the planets in front of you, and all that stuff is awesome, but I think it might get repetitive after a while, very quickly, honestly. And of course I can't judge that before I play it, but that is just gameplay wise, I haven't seen anything yet that blows me away, or where I'm like, yeah, this will definitely be very fun for a really long while or something like that. But anyway, number 7, No Man's Sky, 320 votes. Then on to number 6, and this is The Division, also a Ubisoft game that had been hyped up pretty much from the beginning, and now with the alpha and the beta that have just been going on, I think people have more kind of like formed their opinion about it. So maybe the game would have had less votes, or maybe even more votes by now, because you like the beta so much or something. But yeah, for now this was at number 6 with 345 votes, and easily going to be one of Ubisoft's biggest games this year. Then at number 5 is a game that we haven't seen anything of yet, but has actually officially been announced already, and that is the new Battlefield game, Battlefield 2016, which I myself am expecting to be Battlefield 5, of course. Finally a new Battlefield game by DICE. I'm a giant fan of, the series in general. I love 3, I love 4 as well, to a lesser degree I guess. 4 was slightly disappointing to me because it just didn't have that same level of greatness as Battlefield 3 did, but I'm hoping DICE is going to make a real comeback here with a new next generation or current generation I guess, Battlefield game where they can really hopefully outdo themselves even more, because Battlefield 4 was a launch game. It's going to be, interesting to see what they can do now a couple years later with a new Battlefield games by DICE themselves on PS4. So can't wait for that. It had 353 votes in total. Now we get to number 4, and this is a game I was positively surprised about, and it tells you that I have a big Sony audience, of course, watching my videos, and that's Ratchet and Clank. Of course, we have the movie coming out this year, and we have this reboot coming out, where I don't really know yet what the story is exactly going to be completely, but I'm a big fan of Ratchet and Clank. I really like that series, and everything I saw so far from the reboot is looking great. Graphically looks amazing as well. I can't wait to play it. My only fear is, if it's going to sell enough, because it is pretty much coming out, I think, almost in the same week as Uncharted 4 is coming out. So although the audience might be slightly different, it's still going to be a question mark to me, if that's a good sign or not. I mean, to me it looks like a bad sign that it is coming out so close to another PS4 exclusive like Uncharted 4. But anyway, number 4, Ratchet & Clank, 356 votes in total. Now, all the games I just mentioned pretty much, were in the 350 to 250 votes range, but now we get to the real big hits. This number 3 has 551 votes in total, which is insane, and I was super happy to see that, because man, this is a game I cannot wait for, and that is of course Mirror's Edge Catalyst. I was super surprised to see how you are also very excited about that game, because of course it is one of my personal gems, a game that I just can't wait for, because I love the original Mirror's Edge that came out in 2008, played the absolute hell out of it, and Catalyst is looking to do everything right, bringing it to an open world. The graphics look insane. It's of course made on Frostbite 3, and so far I still want to know if we can have those, if the open world is going to be what I hope it's going to be, if in multiplayer I can race against friends, all that kind of stuff. But everything I've seen from it right now seems to take it in the right direction, and I cannot wait for it, and I'm super happy to see you are also excited about that game. So then we pretty much move on to the number 2, another PS4 exclusive that I myself wouldn't put at number 2, but definitely in my top 5. I think I myself placed it at number 4, and that's Horizon Zero Dawn with 609 votes. Guerrilla Games' new IP. So far they've only made Killzone, so to me, I'm wondering if they can really, outdo themselves with a completely new genre that they're gonna do now, the action-adventure open world kind of game. But everything we saw so far, playing as Aloy with a bow and arrow in this, beautiful world inhabited by mechanical creatures, yeah, everything about it just looks awesome, and I cannot wait to see more for Horizon Zero Dawn. And then finally, as I said, this second one had 609 votes. The number 1, it's not a surprise to anybody, especially considering the audience I have. Uncharted 4 Thieves and had 1,317 votes out of 1,414. That's like over 90% that included it, and that is of course absolutely insane. And it doesn't say anything about the game itself, because no doubt it's not going to sell as much as say a Call of Duty 2016, which ended up at number 10. But that being said, it tells you something about the Sony audience, and especially the people watching my videos, how much you cannot wait for Uncharted 4 Thieves and to come out. And I think that's only justified, because Nathan Drake's final chapter, it's only looking to be absolutely amazing. I cannot wait for it myself. It is hands down going to be the game of the year for me, at least right now in terms of my excitement level and stuff. So Uncharted 4 Thieves, and it wasn't a real surprise that it ended up at number 1 here, but nonetheless, seeing it get 1,317 votes out of 1,414 in total, that is quite an achievement of course in itself. So with that being said, I hope you enjoyed the video. Let me know your list in the comments that you gave in the survey, of course. Which games are you looking forward to yourself? And then I hope you enjoyed the video. Of course, leave a quick like if you did, it really helps me out. And then for now, I'd like to thank you a lot for watching. I hope to see you again next time.